Hi everyone, Phil from Tech for Techs here. Today we're going to be looking at this Cronus case by Aerocool, which has been designed by ThunderX3. As you can see, it's a full ARGB case, which has got a glass side panel on it as well. It's got a recommended retail price of just under 80 UK pounds, and we've got links in the description just below. Before we go on to the main video, if you would do us a favour, click that like button, subscribe, click the bell as well. And that way you'll get notifications of new videos and live streams we do. Again, doing all these things helps support the channel, and helping to support the channel allows us to release more videos, better quality videos, and more content exclusively just for you. Okay, so this is what's inside the box. Obviously, you've got a big tower. Inside that tower, there is a little brown box, which does give you a little bit of instructions on the back as well. But in basics, inside that box, you've got a manual, which tells you how to set it up and, well, set it up. You've also got some Velcro strips as well, so obviously if you're tidying it up, I think there's 5 there altogether. You can use those to do all your cabling, which is nice. It's better than the traditional plastic ones. You can reuse those and so forth very easily. You've also got a couple of clips for cable tidying as well, which has also got sticky pads on the back, which is nice. You've got a nice pack of screws there. You've got a couple extra sticky pads. And then you've got a GPU mount, which can be used for horizontal or vertical, depending on how you want to set this up. And again, this does support vertical or horizontal GPUs, but we'll get more into that in a few minutes. Okay, key features. It comes with 3 additional vertical expansion slots, allowing you to install a graphics card at a vertical position, or you can put it in your normal, which is pretty good. So that means that you can fit in pretty much any card at the market, which can take up to 3 slots, which is good. It includes a GPU bracket, which you can use in a horizontal or vertical position. Supports pretty much most boards on the market, all the way up to E-ATX, which is brilliant. Comes equipped with 6 rubber cable grommets and 2 cable pass-through tubes, and it also includes 2 additional tubes as well for efficient cable management. Includes a 6-port hub to connect your fans. It's got an X-shaped RGB LED front panel design, delivers a dynamic yet elegant flair to your gaming setup. Addressable RGB can be controlled using one of 2 ways, either the LED control button or an ARGB motherboard. It's also got air vents in the front panel to allow an increased airflow for circulation, and it has got a full tempered glass side to showcase your rig, which is obviously ideal because if you're going to put a vertical graphics card in there, you would like to see it. Okay, so let's have a look at the case first. Let's have a look at the glass panel on the side. We'll get rid of that. It also gets rid of the reflections off the glass as well. So it does have a piece of plastic over it protecting it. We'll take that off first because I know some of you do like that. Well, that wasn't a very good start, was it? Let's try again. Not the best plastic peel in the world, but there we go. So there you've got your glass panel there. I'm just going to take it off, put it on one side, just to make sure it doesn't get damaged or scratched while we're looking at the rest of it. It screws on with 2 thumb screws at the back, and it just pulls back a little bit and then pops out. Bear in mind it's only on a little lip at the bottom, so there's nothing really holding it in when it's like that. So make sure you hold it, otherwise it's just going to flop out, fall to the floor and then smash. Okay, otherwise it's glass with a piece of metal attached to the back where the screws go through, and also a few bits of metal or a piece of metal along the front, which is basically where it clips onto the casing so it doesn't slide off. But otherwise that's pretty much it for the glass. Okay, so now we've got the glass panel off, let's have a quick look at the front. So we can see the front here. This bit, by the looks of the photos, all lights up in RGB, and there's also RGB colouring and lighting on this inside here. It looks like a big flat panel. It's not, it's actually sort of a domed shape with a cutout, and you've got lots of air venting down the sides of this. So not only there, but along here and on this side as well, which sounds or looks pretty good, because that means you should be able to get a decent amount of air coming through. There doesn't seem to be any filters on that though, so bear in mind it may suck in quite a bit of dust. That's the only catch there. Let's have a closer look at the other side. So on the other side is just plain, so not much to see. On the reverse panel, we have got obviously the fan, which you can see there, where your I/O plate for your motherboard will go, and then you've got 2, 4, 6, 7 slots for your motherboard for putting things like graphics cards, sound cards if you still use them, network cards and so forth in there if you wish. And they've also got a vertical option there for putting a graphics card in. Don't get me wrong, you could potentially put something else in there vertically if you really wanted to, but it's designed really for your graphics card, so it can show off any RGB lighting effects you may have on it. So that's pretty good, and obviously your power supply goes there. We'll look at the cables a little bit closer in a few seconds. On the top of the case, let me turn it around, you do have a magnetic strip on here, or a magnetic dust cover. So it's a bit strange you've got dust cover on the front, on the top, but there isn't one on the front, so it seems a little bit strange, because that's sort of really stop if you got it set up properly and you exhaling the heat outwards. That's stopping the dust get out of the case, so you're keeping the dust inside the case because you're letting it in through the front because there's no filters on the front. It's a little strange, but would have been nice to have some sort of maybe an option for a dust filter on the front, but again, that's a little thing. So you've got power button there. You've also got reset and RGB. You've got 2 USB 3 ports as well as a headphone and microphone socket. So that's pretty straightforward. And then on the bottom, you do have 4 feet, which have got rubberized, so it does give you probably a couple of centimeters of height off of the floor. You do have some screws here, which I'm guessing is going to be to remove the hard drive casing out of the machine if you didn't want it. And then you do have a dust filter for the power supply there as well, which stops dust getting in through the power supply. It is one of these ones what clips in, unfortunately. I would have preferred it if it was on like a sliding tray, because if you want to clean that, it basically means you've got to turn your machine upside down to get it off and put it back on again, which can be a bit of a pain, especially if you've got a water cooling or custom water cooling setup. So I would have liked to see some sort of pull tray where it would just pull out and clean off. It shouldn't really cost them too much extra to add one of those in, only pennies I would have thought. But otherwise, that's pretty much for the outside of the case. Okay, so let's have a look what we've actually got inside the actual case. So first of all, first thing I noticed, you've got this shroud here. This is fixed in. There doesn't seem to be any way of detaching that. So yeah, it's riveted in, so there's no way of detaching that. It does have a little window there so you can see your power supply, which can be a good or bad thing, especially if you've got a power supply what's a bad brand, or for whatever reason they've stuck the sticker on upside down, then obviously you're going to see it upside down. I would like to see, and this goes for most manufacturers as well, them to include either a plastic or a rubber plate or something you can actually put over that, which will have their own branding on it. So that would obviously help if you had got a bad power supply, let's say, and you want it to look a lot better. Even possibly something with a bit of RGB on, maybe. Probably the Aerocool logo in RGB, just an idea. You've got a nice fan on the back, that's going to be RGB. Again, obviously we'll test that when we do set it up. You've got cutouts in here for all your cabling. They're all rubberized, which is good. So you've got 2, 4 there, and there's another 2 at the top, so you can put cables through the top, which is going to be pretty good when you're putting things through, like if you've got a water cooler and your cabling and stuff. So it just stops it snagging, makes it look nicer, and obviously you can't see all the cables going through as bad. You've also got 2 holes in the cutout here as well, so you can put in, for example, cables for like the front panel and so forth through there, which again is pretty good. It does have a cutout at the front, so you can fit something like fans down the front there as well, so they don't get in the way. Otherwise, that's pretty much it to see from that angle. You do have one or two little tie downs for the back there, and you can also fit two 2.5-inch SSDs or hard drives in there, as long as obviously the 2.5-inch versions are on this side as well if you're wishing, so that's also nice as well. So let's have a look at the back side. There we go. So first of all, you've got two more bays here where you can fit in 2.5-inch drives there, which is good. And you can also fit a 2.5-inch drive as well on top of this caddy here, which is where you can also fit three traditional 3.5-inch hard drives in. But if you are putting three 3.5-inch drives in there, so your traditional hard drives, you won't be able to put the solid state drive in there. So altogether you can potentially fit 5 solid state drives, as in 2.5-inch ones, as well as 2 hard drives, or 4 solid state drives and 3 hard drives, depending on how you want to do it. So it gives you lots of opportunity in there. So that's pretty good, and they just basically unscrew from there. You fit your SSD in and then you screw it back on. You've also got a controller here as well. So this controller allows you to connect up 3 more Aerocool devices to it using their own connections, but it does also have 2 extra connections to fit in traditional ARGB things. I do prefer it when manufacturers, if they are using obviously their own connections, do have the option to add traditional ones as well, because you may have something what's slightly different, let's say a water cooler or something like that, which is a different brand, and then obviously it won't connect up to the controller. But that controller you can obviously control with a button on the top and adjust all the RGB lighting, or you can cable it up and connect it directly up to your motherboard and control it through your motherboard software, which is pretty good. Next, we've got quite a bit of cable in here. So you've got your power cable, which is going to the controller, which is that one there. That's just a SATA power lead. You've got a fan cable as well, so you plug that into your fan connection on your motherboard. And you've also got your RGB headers there as well, so you can connect those to your motherboard. You've got the 3-pin connection, and you've got the other 3-pin connection, which I class as a 4-1 because it's 2 pins, miss 1 and then plus 1 more. So you've got those connections, and they're all nice black cabling. Now you've got more black cabling coming down. Okay, so as you can see, they are in these cable tidies there, where they do come with 2 extras which you can stick on the case wherever you want, which is a bonus. So doesn't matter how your cabling is, you've got somewhere you can actually attach it, and then obviously there's plenty of room because of the thickness of that, and there's room to fit SSDs and stuff before you put the panel on, so there should be plenty of room for cabling. So let's just follow these cables down here, and there's something I've spotted which I absolutely hate in cases, unfortunately, and my rep at Aerocool is probably going to be annoyed because I mentioned it yet again, like I did on the last video and the one before, and I mention it on most case reviews, is first of all, these cables for your front panel, they look fine, so it's your power, reset buttons and so forth. You've got a USB 3 header, which looks nice and black and so forth, and then you've got the audio header, which is nice and well, it is black till there, and then you've got sachet packet coloured rainbow effect RGB pretty much cabling. Why they don't make it so that's booted over there or covered that up or use black cabling, I don't know. Some manufacturers do it. I've seen budget cases you can pick up for 15 quid and the black cable all to the way to the end, and then you get other ones which aren't, and then you can find it on £100 cases exactly like that. Why they don't cover it up this day and age when they go to all this, making sure everything's nice and black, it's all colour coded, and then you've got that, especially when that's going to fit over into your motherboard and it's going to be showing that bit there like that. Come on, seriously. It probably cost you 2 pence to fix that. It's not going to cost you a lot. Otherwise, sorry for the rant, all the cabling looks absolutely fine. There shouldn't be any issues there. So what I'm going to do now is actually take the front off so we can have a look how this front is connected. I'm guessing it just pulls off, he says. Not with these anyway. Let's just double check. No, so there's going to be clips in here somewhere. Okay, the front is a bit of a pain to get off. It didn't really want to pull straight off and I didn't want to force it too much, but there are little clips all the way down the side. Once you've pressed those pressure clips, it generally does pull off with ease, and you'll probably end up swearing when you hurt your finger by catching it on a bit of metal or something like I did. So the cabling obviously is going through to the front panel from the inside for the RGB effects, because you've got RGB going down. Let's see if you can see it. You've got RGB lights all the way down here and on the other side as well, and then you've got this bit here which is going to light up with RGB as well. But you can actually see, it says, if I can get the cabling right, you can actually see the cutouts inside here. So you can see where all the air is going to get through. So there should be enough room there for airflow, but unfortunately, as we said, there's not much room in there, or there is none, should I say. Dust filters or anything like that. Would have been nice to have an option for a dust filter or something like that on there, just to stop the dust getting into the main components inside the machine. Just to let you know, if you are wanting to fit something like a water cooler or something like that, or CPU cooler, and you're not sure how big graphics card you need, first of all is the CPU cooler can be up to 180 millimeters high, so that's from the motherboard to this way, and it also supports high-end graphics cards, as they put it, up to 387 millimeters. I'm guessing it'll support low-end graphics cards as well, up to 387 millimeters as well. But for some reason they like to say high-end, but basically any. And you've got room to fit 2 graphics cards in there. Obviously, if it's vertically mounted, which you will attach to this bit here, obviously you will need an extension lead from your mother to the graphics card, so a riser cable for it to actually work. They don't supply that, that is usually an extra. But air cooling wise, on this one, on the front, which is down here, you can fit 3 120mm fans or 2 140mm fans. The top, you can fit 2 120 or 2 140s. And on the rear it's a 120 or a 140, but they've already included a 140 anyway, so you don't need to worry too much about that. Water cooling, obviously, which is optional, as they like to point out. On the front you can fit up to a 240, so that's either a 120 or a 240. In all honesty, if you're going to go for a water cooler, you might as well go for a 240, because most 120 water coolers don't perform any better than most air coolers. So you can fit a 240 there, you can also fit a 120 or a 240 there, and you can also fit a 120 on the back if you really wanted to. So you've got plenty of room in there if you want to obviously fit water cooling fans and so forth. It's a shame they haven't made it so this comes out a little bit further, this hole here, so you could fit, say, a 360 radiator in there or something like that, or even a maybe, I don't know, a 240, a 280, or yeah, the 360, if they'd probably just giving you a little bit more room here. It would have been a nice way to add a little bit more cooling ability there. But bear in mind, obviously, if you, depending on how you've got it set up, you are going to be sucking that fresh air in from the front, and there's going to be no filters on the front. Okay, we're just going to do a quick smoke test on this. We're basically testing the airflow, and as I said, it's a smoke test, so basically it's smoke getting sucked in. So as you can probably see here, we've got some smoke. I'm going to hold it up to the front just to see if that gets sucked into the case, and yes it is. There doesn't seem to be any issue, and saying that, there's only really the one fan inside that case and it's still able to suck that smoke in. So if you do add extra fans on the front of the case, you shouldn't really have any issues. Don't get me wrong, it's not brilliant airflow at the moment because it doesn't have those other fans, but it's not been restricted by the way the case is designed or anything along that lines. So I must admit that does seem to have a pretty good airflow on it compared to a lot of cases we've seen in the past. Okay, so let's have a look at the design of the case and the RGB lighting. So first of all, on the front, you've got sort of like a carbon fibre effect down these sort of triangular areas here on the sort of the side, which looks quite nice. And you get a slight reflection of the RGB lighting on that area, which is pretty good. This bit down here is plain plastic, or it looks like it. It does have the Aerocool logo there, but it's that hard to see. It's sort of just a small imprint into the actual casing, which to be honest, I'd make it like a chrome button or something like that, or even RGB, so you can see it's an Aerocool product. But I think they're wanting to show off this ThunderX3 more than anything. But again, this bit's just a plain plastic as well, and then obviously you've got the cutouts with the holes in for the airflow, so you've got that RGB colours as well as decent airflow on there. I do really like the design of the front of this case. So if you want to change the RGB, you can either do it through your motherboard if you've set it up correctly, or via the case. The RGB button is on the top, so all you do is press the button, and each time you press it, comes up with different colouring. So you've got obviously there red, you've got a yellow, green, you've got blues, purples, white, back to yellows, then you've got sort of a strobing effect there as well, and some really flashy effects there, and again even more, so more strobing colours there, and again each time you press the button you get a different effect. So there's quite a few on there, presets. And as you can see, the colour LED lighting on there is very vivid. I'm not sure if you can tell 100% with the camera, but it is very bright colouring. There doesn't seem to be any way to adjust the brightness though, but obviously if you're using RGB software, you should be able to do that via your motherboard. And as you can see, more different effects. There you go. So that's an even different one before. It was more of a pale one, and we're back to the original one, what I was on to start with. So really up to you what effect you have it on. Personally, I think I like, if you like your strobing effects, that's probably the best one. The multicoloured rainbow effect is probably the most common one people are going to have. But obviously, not only does it show it on the front, on obviously the logo, the X on the front, it also teams up with the fan on the back. And on top of that, if you've got any other RGB devices which you have connected up to that controller, it will affect those as well. Again, you can still connect it up to your motherboard and use it through your software on there if you want a little bit more control. So overall, if you want a case what looks a little bit different than the rest, and it's got a nice amount of airflow as well, you've got that glass side panel where you can see the insides, it's got some nice cabling, it's got the vertical or horizontal GPU design, so you've really got lots of different options, and in a pretty good price. Case itself, the only real letdown, as I said, was the mesh on the bottom. Could have done with a slider. Would have liked an option for a mesh or dust filter on the front of the case, maybe be behind the plastic design where the RGB lights are. Maybe make it optional so you can put it in or out depending on what you prefer. Obviously adding more mesh will limit the airflow some more, but again some people do like less dust inside the machine, so that's totally up to them. And then again, we've got the issue with the RGB, or should I say not RGB, but the multicoloured cabling on the audio cable, which is a personal bugbear of mine. I just don't like that, to be honest with you. It needs to be all black. But saying that, all the positives outweigh it. It's got a good price, it's got good colouring, it's got a controller built in there, you've got all the connections you're going to need, it's got the room in there. I can't think of much else what I can really say, to be honest with you. So if you are looking for a good looking high airflow case, then this will probably be for you. Thank you for watching this video, everyone. It's really appreciated you made it all the way to the end. please make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and even click that bell so you get notifications of new videos and live streams. It does help support the channel, and supporting the channel basically means that we can release more content for you and also better quality content going forward. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.